Okay, hello. My name is Connor Rafferty. This is my final presentation for Project 4 of CDES 2302 UX UI. This is the redesign and development of Under Armour's MyFitnessPal. So let's go ahead and dive in. MyFitnessPal, who, what, where, why, what is this application, what does it provide? So MyFitnessPal is a diet and exercise tracking application. It's trying to help users reach better diet habits, essentially inform about exercise and working out, and help users reach their personal goals and just raise overall awareness of health and dieting. This application is meant for daily use. It has no age limit. Really, all ages are welcome, anywhere from beginners to health enthusiasts. You won't really see health experts using this. It's more of a intro level application, but it's available for both iOS and Android systems. The initial research of this program was pretty much to try and identify the needs and goals of both users of this application and Under Armour providing it themselves. So essentially, the needs of the user is to track calorie intake, research new methods of working out and or dieting, and to overall just log their exercise. The site itself does want to offer progress performance. They want to provide education for working out and dieting as well, whether that be exercises or recipes. And they also want to sell a premium. This is an additional charge to offer just additional services and connections to different other Under Armour programs, etc. The goals, on the other hand, for the user is to just practice good habits, learn more about fitness, and just see overall improvement as time goes by through the usage of this app. For the site themselves, Under Armour wants to gain memberships to this premium service. That's where their primary source of income, other than advertisements, come. But they also want to provide diet information and experience or personalize the experience for their users using this site. Along with this, as you can see on the right, this is a short screenshot. Initial research showed to prove that the application did have a bit of a clutter to it. It was a bit overwhelming, lots of words and information per screen. There were a few bugs and kinks going both from the mobile and the desktop version, a few glitches in the system, what have you. And overall, just the design was very bland and a bit unmotivating to be a fitness app. When you download a fitness app or are trying to get in the mode to get a little bit healthier, eat right, you need a sense of motivation, and this application seemed to do none of that. So I believe the next step was just go into redevelopment. So moving forward into this redevelopment, we began with a content map. This map essentially was a map out the user's ideal movement throughout the application. While cross-referencing the site's needs, we pretty much planned out basic gestural movements for each user from the splash page on going forth into the rest of the mobile app. The goal is to prioritize information and interactions, get rid of clutter and unnecessary areas of the app, and overall just simplify the process for users and make it a more pleasant interaction from system to person. Moving forward after that, we began our low fidelity sketches, just early ideas and explorations. Putting our ideas onto paper so that you can see below. We just have different screen movements, notes, and framing essentially to just kind of map out what pages want to look like, how they want to interact with each other, and then what can be included, what should be removed, etc., etc. Pretty much just setting the ground layer for this development. Moving forward after that, we took these sketches and moved them into high fidelity frames, reformed the sketches, and got a basic grid layout going to make things a bit cleaner. Pretty much just simplifying the whole entire appearance from what it once was, before there were a good amount of advertisements and unnecessary information being blasted at the viewer's eye, which got a little complicated. It was distracting from the overall goals of the application itself. So we're just cleaning up a little bit here, moving from those sketches to these high fidelity frames. And then from these high fidelity frames, we went ahead and stylized them, which takes us further. I guess we can see here a few more of those. Just move through it again from the bottom. We got a splash, login, and then a dash, continuing on a few more pages. And we will go through this within the prototype section. But moving on, we have our final stylized frames from these high fidelities. Again, just final imagery and the concepts rendered into actual viewable screens. So you can see here, this is our main entry dash high fidelity frame over to our final rendered screen. You can kind of see where things changed up and developed. On the right here, you can see how we're just trying to really use imagery, large numbers, to kind of give the user an easier view of what's going on and kind of prioritize those progress and workout goals, etc., whatever it may be that they personalize the app to, just so we can really get back to the diet and exercise section of this application instead of being bombarded by advertisement and unnecessary blog posts. So this is a screenshot from our previous project, just displaying all of these final renderings within the actual iPhone frame. So you can see how things have become a lot more cleaner from previous views of the application. Very simple, heavily based on typography and imagery. I wanted to really appreciate the negative space in a few of these screens and just give the user as much information as they needed without being overloaded, and really focus on their progress and goals. And so we will go ahead and move into our prototyping section just to get a better look at these actual screens. But first, these are some side-by-sides of the current state of the mobile app and our redeveloped ideas. So on the left is our main dash for the current and the redesign. The MyFitnessPal current, you can see, is filled with mostly blog posts, and as I've stated before, a lot of this is advertisements, so it's kind of hard to tell what you're actually looking from. Is it from the app, or is it from Facebook or a recipe, etc.? Other than that little top section, there's not really a lot of actual progress performance being shown, so you kind of have to go searching for that. And really, I believe users are here to track their goals and meet them, and not look for another social media outlet. So as you can see on my right, the splash page, directly off the bat, you get a kind of a tracker of your calorie intake, water, sleep, exercise, just the main basics, and then below that is a little more in-depth of just weekly goals and performance, your heart rate, could be sleep, your current weight, that you can kind of set these up depending on how you would like to display them. But overall, just right off the bat, give the user a clear sight of what they should be looking at, instead of on the left side, unnecessary free golf game, that's just totally kind of driving in the wrong direction. So just quick improvements there on the right side of this screen. On our other pages, you can see the MyFitnessPal currently, and then my redesign as well. This is kind of our tracker or progress section. On the left, it's kind of filled with a lot of small words. There's a advertisement right in the middle, and you don't really get a lot of direct information that is feasible. You kind of have to read and then try to understand what you're looking at. The redesign on the right, again, is filled with primarily imagery in large numbers or letters just to kind of put it right in your face so you don't have to look anywhere and be searching for the information that you signed up to use this app for. So yeah, essentially we're gonna go ahead and walk through this prototype. If you are listening now or just going through the slideshow yourself, please refer to this video that I will include. But until then, I will dive into InVision Studio. Here's our prototype section. Hopefully this is all working out for this video. So like I stated right off the bat, we're gonna arrive at this splash page. This is whether you have an account, you're just signing up, or first download the app. So we have these few options: sign up, log in, and then we have a swipe option down here. We will visit this in a second. But if you click one of these, you can see we just have some small movements, a little interactivity to add some interest. For our signups, we have our entries. This goes both for login, etc. Go ahead and click back here, do it on the other side. Very basic, really straightforward, not giving you too much information overload. So from this splash, whether you log in or sign up, you can press either of these buttons down below. But if you would like to opt out of creating an account, we can go ahead and just swipe up here. So we'll swipe up there. That brings us to our main dash. So like I stated earlier in this presentation, this is kind of just giving the user right off the bat as much information as possible. Large numbers, imagery, so it's not complicated, and information overload. Trying to make it super simple. You have weekly performance, your average heart rate, etc. These can go up and down or be personalized depending on what you'd like to display. Our main widget, we will call it right here, just gives you kind of a basic like letter grade of how you're doing for that day or that week, and then just some basic readings depending on your weekly, daily, whatever it may be, goals, so you can kind of see what you're doing well, what you're not, etc. This is our basic dash. In our previous app, or what's currently going on right now, there's too many pages, lots of blog posts, and tons of random notifications, so we thought we'd simplify that by a simple swipe up notification center, so you can either hide or display them. So that is a basic swipe. The transition throughout this prototype is a little quirky, but technically this would just be a easy window to pull up and down here, so you can see random, pretty much catered messages, stuff from other users or the site themselves, reminders of workouts, etc. Whatever basic notifications you get through a mobile app. So like I said, that'll be a swipe up and down that's kind of hidden here. But that's pretty much the main dash. From there, our only other screen at the moment is our workout tracker, what may have you. As I stated before, we have this large imagery, kind of give you a current progress of the total elapsed time that you've been doing. You can change this from heart rate, distance, incline, etc., just to give the user a few different options on what they would like to display. Your current exercise, and that will continue over here with a swipe, so you can move through your workout quickly as you please. Here is just a basic search bar and an entry level for reps in sets. So in theory, you would be able to live update this data that's being displayed for the user, depending on what you're working out. So essentially these would just be easy, quick little searches. And then here, you have total elapsed time, your overall calories burned, workouts completed, distance, etc. This could all be customized and update in real time. So we will go back again, just do one quick more little walkthrough. Again, you've got your sign up, login, easy animations. Go back down to the dash, live update things. Obviously it's static at the moment, but I believe the idea is portrayed. Overall, like I said, this is developed for accessibility and just the prioritization of information that the users need. Alright, so that concludes our prototype. I'll go ahead and hide this window, dive back in here. So that is our prototype. So that pretty much concludes our presentation in regards to this app, Redesign. Again, my name is Connor Rafferty. This is for CDES 2302 UX UI development, project 4. The client was Under Armour, MyFitnessPal mobile application. I hope this was easy to go through and not too many hiccups with this recording. But thank you for listening, and I hope to hear back soon and hope you enjoyed. So thank you very much, and have a good rest of the afternoon.